So, question. My child's father and I have two boys, aged 5 and 7, and I have primary physical custody. The boys are almost exclusively with me. Sometimes, for discipline, I pop them on the butt a little bit. Their father, though, has told them that this is child abuse and that if it happens again, he's going to contact CPS. My kids are having a field day with this. I can't discipline them at all. They won't listen to a thing that I say. Is it fair? Is it reasonable that my child's father is behaving this way? And what should I do? Hi, my name's Katie Carter. I'm a Virginia family law attorney. I represent women exclusively in divorce, custody, and support cases. And this is a good question, and actually the first time I think that I've gotten an actual question on spanking. I think that it's important to note that though I'm not a criminal lawyer, I don't practice criminal law in Virginia or anywhere else in the country. So I'm probably not the most familiar with what the law is regarding physical punishment. It's my understanding, though, that it is legal to spank your child in Virginia. But when it comes to custody and visitation questions, the legality of your actions is really not entirely the point. Obviously, if it's illegal, then that's probably a good indicator that it's a bad idea, but that doesn't mean that something that's not illegal might not also be a bad idea. So in Virginia and pretty much everywhere in the country, we are looking at custody and visitation decisions according to what is in the best interest of the child. Now, some states mandate 50-50 custody, but that's not because of anything other than the court believing that having access and contact with both parents is in a child's best interest. So we're looking at best interest, we're looking at what's good for a kid. And it's a complicated question, right? There's a lot of different things that go into determining what's in a child's best interest. And I don't think it's a question necessarily of what you think or what your child's father thinks, but what the court would think. And in most of these contested custody cases, there's going to be someone like a guardian ad litem appointed to represent the interests of the child to the court. A guardian ad litem is usually an attorney, though I understand that some courts have non-attorney guardian ad litems. But in any case, the point of the guardian ad litem is to interview the child, interview the parents, and ultimately make a recommendation to the court about what's in the child's best interest based on their findings. And my concern would be in this case that the children would go to the guardian ad litem and say things like, "Mom hits me, it hurts, I don't like it." And then they're going to hear these things from dad. Whether there's a CPS finding of child abuse or not is probably not the most important part of this. It's probably going to be unfounded, of course, if everything else checks out. But just like the legality question, just because CPS finds or doesn't find that there's a problem doesn't necessarily mean that in the court's eyes there isn't. And if the guardian ad litem comes in and reports those findings, if your child's father then can introduce an expert who can say that, spanking is not in a child's best interest, that it's not the ideal way to discipline a child, I think you would, on the other side of this, have a very hard time finding an expert that would be willing to kind of publicly come out in support of spanking. I'm not here to judge or criticize or condemn anyone. I have little kids too, and I know how difficult it can be on a day in and day out basis. But my concern would definitely be that this would not go over well in court. So if I can make a gentle recommendation to you, if this is the way that you're, looking at disciplining your child, maybe it's time to find another way. Again, not because I'm judging, not because I think you're wrong. This isn't really about what I think. This is about what I think the court would think. And I just don't think this is going to go over well. I don't think it's in your best interest to continue to parent in this way if there's a chance that your child's father is going to call CPS or make a petition to change custody, and then potentially, go through this whole contested custody debacle. So I would take the time now to do some reading and some research into some parenting methods and try to find a different method of discipline other than spanking that is going to work for your family.